Today we're going to be talking about Acres of Diamonds by Russel H. Conwell. This book starts with a tale about a man named Ali Hafed. During this time period, or when this took place, a lot of people were getting rich by finding diamonds. Ali Hafed was already a wealthy man, but with other people finding and becoming immensely rich, he wanted to become the same. So what he did was he had a nice piece of land, so he sold his farmland so he could travel and find diamonds. So he sells his land, he goes off to search for diamonds, and he's looking and looking, trying to find diamonds, but he never finds what he needs. He never finds the diamonds. Eventually, as time passes, he is completely broke because he spent all his money traveling. This leads him to throw himself into a tidal wave and commit suicide. The interesting part about the story is, it turns out, and the main purpose of this book, so the man that bought the land from Ali Hafed was on the land one day and searching by the stream, and he found a rock, which turned out to be a diamond. And it turns out that literally this farmland was compiled of acres of diamonds, hence the title of the book. And so the purpose of this is to show that Ali Hafed, who was searching for diamonds, wanted this riches, but obviously he didn't, look for the opportunity that was right in front of him. He went elsewhere, and this is what a lot of people do. They look elsewhere for opportunity when literally it's right in front of them. So it kind of makes me think that, one, he obviously didn't educate himself enough to figure out what a diamond looks like in its rough state. That could be one example or one reason that he didn't find the riches. But this is the main purpose of the book, that opportunity is nearby. You don't always have to look elsewhere for it. Basically, he was looking for something, but he didn't know exactly what he was looking for. So yes, he knew he wanted diamonds, but he didn't know exactly how to identify them. So if you don't know what you're looking for, how can you ever find it? You can't. The next segment of this book talks about money and trying to accumulate it. What I liked about this section of the book was that a lot of times money is portrayed as being the root of all evil, and it's a bad thing. Trying to get a lot of money is not a good course of action. But it contradicts that and talks about how trying to accumulate money is a worthy ideal. Money brings you power, but not only can you obviously help yourself, you can do great things and you can help others. And when it was talking about this, it made me think of Bill Gates. Bill Gates, who's obviously the former CEO of Microsoft, very rich man, but is very philanthropic. So imagine this. You have so much money that you can literally assist in eradicating diseases from mankind, which is what Bill Gates has been doing. And he has his Bill and Melinda Foundation that does a lot of philanthropy work. But just thinking about that, imagine eradicating a disease from mankind thanks to your resources. That's just incredible to me. I mean, if that's not inspiring, I really don't know what is. Russell Conwell also talks about how usually, a lot of times, that rich people are portrayed as evil, when we don't know anything about them. All we know is what we hear about in the news, the tabloids, etc., where we read on the internet. And he talks about how when you get this kind of notoriety, this kind of fame, you have this kind of wealth, people are undoubtedly going to be talking and gossiping about you. And this just comes with the cash. So accumulating money and getting wealth is a worthy ideal. And what is a way that you can become successful? One way to become successful is to find out what the people want, is what Russel H. Conwell says. So the thing about it is, a lot of us have the same needs. Many of us, almost all of us, have the same needs, wants, and desires. And it is very likely that if you have a problem and you don't have a solution to it, that other people have the same problem. And that happens all the time. Any issue that, like, have you ever looked something up on Google? Like, you have a problem, you look it up, and then instantly the text populates because somebody's already searched that. Hundreds of other people have searched that as well. So the solutions that haven't been figured out yet, if you can figure one of those out for a common problem, a simple, simplistic, easy to use solution for something, then that is one guaranteed way to find success. And this brings us back to the overarching theme of the book, that opportunity is right in front of your face. You just have to actually train yourself to see it. And he talks about a story about a man who's a carpenter. He's an older gentleman, and he was out of work. He was out of work, and being a carpenter, he made a wooden chair for his family. And that night, after he made it, his 2 kids were fighting over it. So, of course, he goes to create a second chair, so obviously to relieve that tension. And as he's working on his chair, his neighbor spots him and is very impressed with his work. He tells him that with skills like that, you should make toys. And then he kind of blows it off like, no, I don't know what to make. So his neighbor says, why don't you just ask your kids? Who knows better what toys are needed than kids? So the following morning, as the kids are getting ready to school, he asks them what they would like. So he gets their recommendations, he makes the toys, and they turn out to be great. Like, the kids love them. And it turns out that he actually built a career out of this. He was able to make toys for a living. And he was looking for work. He was out of work for a while. But little did he know, everything he needed was right in front of him. And how did he find exactly what he should do to continue? He just asked his children, the people he's living with. I like how he also talks about that, which I've thought about this before, but he kind of laid it out nicely, so I could easily grasp it. Whereas, like, we give credit to people, to like an individual, even though it takes a crew. And that made me think of, say, for instance, like Christopher Columbus. So you would hear Christopher Columbus discovered America, but he had 150 people with him on the Mayflower? All the people, the sailors, the other, and the individuals on there. It wasn't just him, but a lot of times we give people that credit. And this is just a part in the book that kind of just made me like, okay, yeah, that's very true. I don't really have much to build onto that, but I just thought it was an interesting point that he made in the book. So, like I said, the overarching theme in Acres of Diamonds by Russel H. Conwell is that opportunity is nearby. And you don't always have to look elsewhere. The grass is not always greener on the other side. I would like to end this video with a time where this panned out for me as well. So a couple years back, when I really started getting into this topic of personal development, after doing readings, etc., it always talked about how you should have a mentor. And I was kind of fretting over this for some time. Like, okay, who am I going to get to mentor me? How am I going to build a relationship with somebody? How am I going to find somebody that is willing to teach me, that I also am intrigued by and really want to learn from? So after looking up like different ways how to find a mentor, nothing was working out for me. Eventually, it kind of naturally happened, but in where I was working, for the e-commerce retailer I was working for, I ended up establishing a very strong bond with the CEO of the company. And he helped me a ton. He would always answer my questions. He was a very good listener. You could tell that he actually wanted to help. He didn't go out of his way to teach you, But if you came to him, he was always willing to teach. And that's something that really, really helped me. One thing he did was, one of the books he gave me, it's the only book he ever gave me, was The Richest Man in Babylon. And this changed my life. That's a great book. I'll probably do a write-up on that if you guys are interested. If so, let me know. But I would definitely recommend that book as well. But the point is that here I was looking for a mentor, and I couldn't find one, but he was there the whole time. Opportunity is everywhere. You just need to train yourself to see it. Remember this: develop yourself, develop your wealth. Till next time.